8 months ago, my guy Jerry was a completely brand new Amazon seller in my coaching program, and now he's making over $10,000 profit a month part-time with his online and retail arbitrage business. In this video, we're going to go over his full story and secret success. Make sure you guys watch this entire thing. It's a great case study in how to be a successful part-time Amazon seller. Let's jump right into the interview with Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Good to have you on the channel, man.
Yeah, Miles, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Dude, 100%. So you're a great example of someone who's been very successful for their first year selling on Amazon with a 9-to-5 though as well. So you're a very successful part-time seller. You said, what were the November and December numbers looking like monthly?
November was about 50K and December was 55.
Pretty cool. So probably right about 20% profit on that. So like 10, 11K. That annualized, you keep that momentum going, you build on it. That's a nice six-figure profit, side hustle you're building right there as well.
Sorry. And it was mostly FBM.
So gotta love that. So that's a lot of work, right? But you're rewarded because you get to learn that, or you get to, see the proof of concept quicker for sure. Yep. Right. And now, in Q1, you could switch over to a little bit more FBM too. But you would just want to kind of give some context, give your background, who you are, why'd you get into selling Amazon?
Yeah. So I've been in the environmental industry for 25 years and it's really a grind. It's really stressful. And a couple of years ago, the wife and I just started talking about, hey, retiring early and all, one of those things, just kind of talk about sitting by the pool with some drinks in the backyard. And so it really got me kind of really investigating side hustles and stuff like that. I've looked at everything from like online surveys to drop shipping, online, affiliate marketing, all that kind of stuff, and actually landed on vending machines. And purchased my first vending machine 2 years ago. We're up to about 15 now. But it really wasn't, I just kind of wanted more. I wanted something more. And then that kind of led me to Amazon last year. And the first thing I kind of got into was the Buy Box Bandits. And I binged every episode that I could. And I remember even in one of the episodes, another guy was saying, I was doing vending, and all of you guys were like, oh, Amazon's way easier than that. And I was like, oh, okay. So literally opened up my account that day and it never looked back, just been scaling and learning ever since.
Yeah. And when were your first Amazon sales? What month of 2020?
That was at the end of March. I just started kind of selling stuff around the house. And my first sale, I lost money on it with the shipping. It was a used Beastie Boys CD. And it was actually a return because I was so excited, I never even bothered to open the jewel case and realized there was not even a CD in there.
Interesting start there. Yeah, but you get the ball roll, right? You get the ball roll as well too.
And it was proof of concept, and it was just like, okay, like slow down and you can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, 100%, right? But you got to get through that initial period of, okay, when you're a beginner, you got to learn to source stuff with SellAmp and Keepa. You got to learn to list stuff. You got to learn how to prep stuff, right? Got to learn how to do all the back end on Amazon, right? Mm-hmm. But once you do that, like you've done at this point, which takes time, right? It just becomes a game of execution. Right. Yep. And so in your case, right, it's easy, for, kids right out of college or kids in school or whatever they have a lot more time, a lot less responsibility. Typically in your case, right, you've had a good career prior, right, and still do, right? So break down, how time management works for being a successful part-time seller.
So this is one of my very, very weak points. I'm very bad with time management, but I get it done. I'm kind of just fly by the seat of my pants, to be honest with you. But a lot of it is, I'm an early riser, so I'm up at 4:30, 5 a.m. every day, and I've got my own workout stuff in the garage. So I would be like in between sets, packing FBM stuff, and then printing labels at work, and then hitting stuff after work, and making sure I'm getting to the post office on time. That's kind of how I started with. I was doing a lot of FBM, and I realized, like this isn't going to be sustainable. So eventually got the prep center and all that kind of stuff. But time management is definitely one of those things that I need to be better at. And it was brutal during Q4 and back to school. But I just kept seeing those orange bars go up, and that was motivation,
Yeah, and when you're newer to something, it's very easy for people in your life to be like, if you're going out and doing all right, like you're gonna do that for the next 20 years. It's like, no, it's a stepping stone. I'm gonna learn, right? Am I
Yeah.
gonna be having to wake up super early to fulfill a bunch of FBM orders, for the next 20 years? Absolutely not. You build leverage, you build skill, your time gets more efficient. You can delegate to a prep center, right? Break down, what the workflow with the prep center looks like. Because previously, the way you're doing it prior is you buy stuff, whether it's RA in store or online arbitrage, and you ship it to you, and then you individually fulfill it to your customers, right? But break down what the prep center model looks like, because that's what makes sense for a lot of successful part-time sellers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I gotta say I love it because it's kind of like investing in dividend stocks or something like that. You're literally looking for something that's going to be profitable, and then you just, like before I got on here today, I found a good product that was really good for me during Q4, and it's kind of one of those products that is good FBM and FBA, and this site keeps having sales, and so I just so literally before we're on here, I placed like 10 orders, and it's awesome knowing that those are just going to go to my prep center. I'm going to put it on a spreadsheet, enter in all the costs and everything like that, and then it's done. I'm going to get an email saying, oh, that your FBA stuff's checking in, and then you start seeing the sales go through. So I definitely do not have anything bad to say about FBM. I think it is a good way to get your chops, to kind of learn. The first year I recommend doing a lot of it if you can, and then that when you're doing that FBA to prep center, it just kind of feels like a game, and that's how I kind of look at it.
Yeah, because the prep center receives the inventory for you. They list it on Amazon for you. They handle all the shipments, and all you have to do is make sure the spreadsheet's updated correctly, right? But you get that over time. Now, some people could totally use prep centers from the get-go. I think you get your hands dirty a little bit, learn the process on your own, have full ownership of it, be able to take action pretty quick, right? And everything too. And so you're located in SoCal, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Exactly, man. So like, dude, if you want to go do wholesale in the future, like that's going to be a great opportunity too. As well, for any of you guys who live in, major metro areas, the long-term play was selling on Amazon, probably starting to do wholesale as well. But to play devil's advocate, you also live in an incredibly good part of the country for retail arbitrage too, right? And then you make, a good friend group online, learn a couple websites really well, then you're set up really well online arbitrage too. Right.
Mm-hmm.
As well too, which is, another great, component of the business primarily as well. So you've also been super active on social media too, which is awesome. Talk about how, if at all, right, which I assume so based on where you put your time, right? Talk about how the community and networking has been really helpful for your Amazon business.
You know what? It's been incredibly helpful because, and I'm in a few WhatsApp groups and your school group. I'm in a school group with Chris Grant. And I feel like even if you don't ask the question, someone else is asking these questions, and it might even be something you never thought of, and you go, oh, hey, I didn't, and then, and then you can just kind of bounce other stuff off people. And you also kind of see that there are no stupid questions, because someone's asking something and you go, oh, come on. But then you're like, well, at one point you were there, I was there. And then it kind of makes you feel better about asking something that maybe you thought was, this is stupid. Everybody knows this. So, and then it's obviously great for leads, like sharing leads with each other, getting advice on Keepa charts. You might get excited about something and go, hey, what about, and then someone points out something that because you were so excited, you kind of overlooked that. You know what I mean? So, it's just kind of a good checks and balances.
Yeah, 100% too. And the way I personally like to think about kind of synthesize down is, right, sellers who are in the mix, who are in the community, right? One, it costs no money. They have more fun because there are people around them that are on the mission. Good things in life become good things because of the people you deal with, right? And if you sell on Amazon by yourself, it's going to be a little harder, right? They also avoid mistakes. They find a lot more leads. They find a lot more opportunity. It's overall just a better way to sell on Amazon, right? And all that comes from is just like Facebook groups, Discord groups, like my coaching program potentially, right? Instagram, Discord, right? X as well too, right? And just makes the process, a hell of a lot more fun as well.
Quick interruption from the video, guys. If you want personalized help directly from me, now's a great time to apply for my coaching program. So take a look down below at the link in the description if you want all my coupons, tips, tricks, and strategies, me to answer all your questions. You want to get together one-on-one and live source on Zoom. Take a look at that. Go ahead and put in your information and apply. Back to the interview with Jeremy.
So now that you got kind of some time to breathe after your first Q4, what are your plans for the future with the Amazon business?
So I like OA. I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy finding, the discounts and things like that. So for now, that's kind of just the plan. I would like to maybe delve into some wholesale down the line, but as far as like immediate plans, definitely scaling up. And I did realize during Q4 and back to school that scaling up the way I would like to is very difficult with FBM. So I'm going to put more of my focus into the FBA. I definitely learned a lot during Q4 and back to school on speculating, on just different things that I wouldn't have done that next year. Next year I would have doubled down on the FBA and maybe just FBM'd a few of like the bangers that were just like those. And there were a few in Q4 and in back to school where, the minute you list them, you're sold out.
You also learned, sorry to interrupt, you learned
good.
stock forecasting so much better too, once you've been in the game for a little while, and that's what you'll be able to really see play out, this year too. For the person who feels like they're struggling with online arbitrage sourcing, right? That's maybe doing a little bit of storefront stalking, right? Maybe some keep a product finder, right? What would you tell them that kind of was the difference between back when you struggled with product research versus what you're doing now?
Okay, so this is by no means was I prompted to say any of this, but I do want to say that joining your coaching program was a huge turning point in my business. It helped me to kind of see a different perspective, kind of learn about different coupon codes, evergreen coupons, stuff like that you really drive home to us. The sourcing calls and then the support that you provide with, and then the networking. If you can afford, and not everybody can, but if you can afford it, I would definitely recommend this coaching group or some coaching group that can. Because I know it helped me. I'm a big proponent of investing in training, learning and things like that. If you really want to be serious about this, now not everybody can afford that. Yep. So I would say that definitely hammering in learning Keepa, because that is going to definitely make things a whole lot easier. I know I spent a ton of time manual sourcing when I first started, and now I won't even do it. I hate manual sourcing.
So much harder.
Yeah. Storefront stalking, which I know you're a big, proponent of that, especially for beginners. I would say those two things, learn Keepa and storefront stalking.
Yeah, well, the great thing about storefront stalking as a beginner product research method is that you just know for a fact that people are getting something good somehow if the rank is good, because they wouldn't be taking the time to sell it if that wasn't the case, right? And if the price is either stable or going up, they're making money on it today. Otherwise, they'd be dropping their price, right? So then it comes down to the equation of okay, where does this item actually come from? The Google button in Seller Amp, for the most part, shows you that, right? And it's okay, what discounts exist to where I can make those items good, right? So I know, you know a bunch of them. You mind breaking down some of the, for beginner sourcers who might not be familiar, the different ways you go about making items good?
Oh, well, yeah. Discounted gift cards. I remember, and I knew this from the beginning, but I remember maybe 2 or 3 months in, and I was, I had bought a few things already and selling, and I was like, wait a minute, I've never done the gift cards. And that was a huge, oh my God, what was I doing? Sometimes you're going to get 10, 12, 13, 15% off on items. That's huge. Knowing the websites, the ongoing coupon codes, the coupon code extensions like coupon birds, and then the the cashback mechanisms and things like that, which I don't ever include in my ROI or anything like that. I kind of just look at that as gravy. But yeah, I'd say the coupon code extensions, the getting familiar with one thing that I another aha moment was a question you asked me, was knowing that I can really, there's a lot of money to be made from just a handful of websites. And if I just keep going back to that well, that's all you really need. And when you do that, you really get familiar with their coupon codes, their sales cycles, things like that. All things that are very important to generate more, make things profitable when they don't. Kohl's Cash, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the biggest disconnect for beginners, man, is that you go from expecting to find something good hanging out on a retailer, which will occasionally happen, won't happen most of the time, to making it good, realizing that you can use tax exempt on a lot of retailers, gift cards from Card Bear and Top Cash Back, looking for additional coupon codes that just pop up on the website, sign-up codes, right, that you can use again and again just by resubscribing to or using a catch-all email. And then there's extensions, Capital One Shopping, Coupon Birds, Cooper, like you mentioned, that's a gem too as well. So overall, what would you tell yourself as a beginner seller, if you could talk to yourself as a new seller, what would you say that would help you find success in half the time? Just overall general tips for newer sellers to be a successful part-time seller with the 9-to-5 like you've been able to do.
I would tell myself, just because those Sephora lipsticks are $5 doesn't mean you need to go in and buy them all, because I probably still have a few of those laying around here. No, but that leads me to the real answer is learning Keepa. Like, do that first, because that did happen to me. I saw, oh, hey, there's a Sephora sale. Look at, they're $5. This one's going for 15, but variations. One of those may have never even had a sale. It's looking a little bit deeper. So I would tell myself, lock yourself in a room and learn Keepa.
100%.
And yeah, and then get active on social media, find other sellers, and just start getting your crew together. Even if it's just one or two other people to kind of bounce stuff off.
Oh, that's all you need. You know what I mean? That you really rock with and trust. I get excited just thinking about it, because I know that's exactly what I did too. Like, it just fires me up, because I know what it takes, everything. And then for people who want to see both your takes on the Kansas City Chiefs, right, as well as your success selling Amazon, where can they find you on social media, man? J Brown FBA at Twitter, and I'm not on Instagram. Got you. Cool. So yeah, we'll get that linked in the description. So y'all go follow my boy Jeremy right there, and excited to see what you do in 2025 and beyond, man. Thanks a lot for coming on. Hey, Miles, thank you, and thanks for all the support. It's been great working with you. Appreciate 100%. It. Yeah, keep up the good work, and thanks to all you guys for watching. If you do want formal help, check the link in the description. Make sure you follow Jeremy on Twitter, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.